My name's Lacey, and this is my data project.
Hey everybody, Lacey's back to help me out today, and she's going to be showing us a demonstration of a data project. Now, step number one is to select your statistical question. And for our example today, I think we're going to do how many baskets can you make in 30 seconds. But since Lacey is 5 years old, and maybe it's a little bit cold outside or whatever the case may be, we're not going to use an actual basketball and a basketball hoop. Instead, we're just going to set up a laundry basket and have her shoot some socks into the laundry basket. Kind of the same type of scenario. We can still record data. So step number two is to describe the activity. What she is doing is she has a collection of socks right down here. Let's show these socks. Look at all those socks, right? And she's going to try to shoot baskets into this laundry basket over here. So she's going to stand, somewhere back here and then shoot some baskets. I'm going to be timing her, and we'll see how many baskets she can make in 30 seconds. Okay, that's going to give us 1 point of data for our data set. All right, then she's going to do it again and 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 again until we have at least 15 points for our data set. And again, as I said, we're going to have her shoot baskets, but I would need to describe that. And because I'm modifying this with a laundry basket and socks, I would describe that in step number two. All right, for step three of our project, I'm going to be kind of keeping track of her numbers here as we go. So let's go ahead and get things started. So Lacey, you want to grab some socks here? I'm going to get my timer ready, and we're trying to shoot for the hoop over here, the laundry basket. So on your mark, get set, go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes. That's 30 seconds. Excellent job, Lacey. Let's count them up and see how many you've got. All right, so check it out here. Lacey says she got 14 in her first attempt. So we're going to go ahead and write that down. That's going to be the first number in our data set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so Lacey's been working hard here. She said she's got 20 of them that time. And we keep on going. So far, you've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So we still have to go at least 6 more times. So that's a lot more baskets to make. Time's up.
You just got 20. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes. This is my last one.
Go.
Go. Ah.
We need to record our data. And I was recording data for Lacey as she was shooting baskets because she's 5, but you might be able to do this yourself. So I went ahead and I've written down all the data here on this board, and you can see she's got a lot of different answers. Some of them are the same. And on your assignment on that Google Doc, I recommend that you write out your data in numerical order. That's going to make it a lot easier for you to do the other steps of the project. So I'm going to go ahead and redo this now by writing them in numerical order, and then I'll be ready and move on to step number 4. All right, so now we're ready for step number 4. You can see I've taken Lacey's data and I've just rearranged it so now it's in numerical order. And in step number 4, we want to analyze the data. And by putting it in numerical order, it's going to make it much easier for us to analyze. So one of the first things we have to figure out is the mean. Lacey, do you remember what the mean means?
Mean means average.
That's right. So mean means average. Now here I'd recommend using a calculator because you've got a lot of data points. All right, so you need to add all of these up and then divide by the total number. And since there were 15 attempts in this experiment, I'm going to divide by 15 because there are 15 numbers. All right, so I've added these all together. I came up with 231, and I'll divide that by 15. I get 15.4. So my mean for this data set is 15.4. Next up, I need to find the median. So remember what the median is. Lacey, do you remember what the median is?
Median means middle.
That's right, median means middle. So if I look at this entire data set in numerical order, I can kind of cross off, or in this case, I'll kind of underline until I get to the middle, right? So underline low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. And my median is 15. That's the middle number. So I'll go ahead and write that in here. Excellent. Next thing we need to know is the mode. So the mode, you might remember from class. Lacey, what is the mode?
Mode means most.
That's right. Mode means most. It's the number that occurs most often in our data set. So as we look at this, I'm looking and I see there's a lot of 12s, there's some 14s, some 15s, 17s, 19s, right? But we're looking for the number that's repeated the most often, and that has to be 12 because there's 1, 2, 3 of them. And there are no other numbers that are repeated 3 times. So there is a mode, and that mode is 12. Okay, next up we want to find the range. Lacey, do you remember what the range is?
Range means amount in between.
That's correct. The range is the distance between the smallest and largest number, or largest to smallest. It's the amount in between, right? So in this case, I can just take my largest number, 22, and subtract away the smallest number, 10, to come up with my range. So I'll go ahead and record that range. 22 minus 10, that leaves me with 12. The next one is the IQR, or interquartile range.
That's the range of mean quartiles.
So the interquartile range is a little bit trickier now, because now we're thinking about that median. Right here, 15 is my median of the entire data set. I have a lower set down here and an upper set, all the numbers that are bigger than 15. So this is my lower quartile. I want to figure out what the median, or the middle, of just that set is. So I'll go ahead and look here, and this time I'm going to circle the numbers to indicate. So I'm going to go low, and then just below the median, this is my high. Low, high, low, high, and then 12 is going to be quartile number 1. Okay? Do the same thing with my upper set. I've got my low, my high, my low, my high, my low, my high, and 19 is going to be quartile number 3. So I just need to subtract 19 minus 12 to come up with my interquartile range, or I like to call it IQR. So again, that was 19 minus 12. That's going to be 7. So 7 is my interquartile range. The next thing I'm looking for is outliers. Do I have any outliers here in this data set? Well, my range here, it goes from 10 to 22. And it looks like most of my numbers are kind of together, right? I don't have one number that just jumps off the page as being way different than the others. You know, it's not like she shot 50 one time or shot 1 time, right? So I would say there's probably no outlier. So I'll just say outlier, none. Doesn't appear to be an outlier in this data set. And again, everybody's data set's going to be different, so maybe you'll have an outlier and maybe you won't. Okay? All right, so that's step number 4. We want to analyze it by figuring all this stuff out. Just quickly to interpret some of Lacey's data for you, if you look at it, the mean, the median, the mode, the range, they're all kind of similar here. You know, right in the 15s, the mode and the range are identical at 12, and then the IQR is only at 7. So that kind of discounts some of those on the higher or lower ends when you're looking at just the interquartile range. So our next step and our final step is to graph this information. So I'm going to go ahead and complete a graph right now. All right, so now I'm ready for step number 5. And I went ahead and made a kind of like a number line down here because I'm planning on making a dot plot chart to represent all of this data. Since I've already put it in numerical order up top here, this is going to become a lot easier for me to do. I just put a dot every time above the bar that I have one of those data points. So I had 1 10, I had no 11s, I had 1 2 3 12s. So put those 3. I had a 13, I had 2 14s, I had 2 15s, I had no 16s and 2 17s, I had no 18s and 2 19s, I had a 20, and I had a 22. So you can see my dot here, my dot plot chart shows the data points here out of those 15 attempts. So again, 15 is the minimum, but if I wanted to, if maybe Lacey was enjoying this, she wanted to keep on going, she could have attempted this multiple times, and then I would have many more points to use for my data set. All right, so again, for this project, this is an example of one that Lacey has completed here, and I've kind of helped her out. You can use this as a model as you're completing this project, and if you have any questions, of course, feel free to contact me anytime. Good luck, everybody. Thanks a lot.